All right, everyone, welcome to Monday's Live. I'm just going to go ahead and make sure I'm ready to go on all these platforms. Otherwise, I mess it up like I have a few times. So, we're back again for another week. Last week was very relaxing, fun time. We were able to have a really nice time in Mexico. We were able to do also some work stuff as well. But now that we're back to the grind, back to the routine, I wanted to talk today about some mistakes, specifically the number one mistake that people make in their health. Because I know that because I've been in this industry for a long time now, I mean, it's been like 8 years now that I've been in the health and wellness space. I have seen a lot of what really blocks people from actually making progress in their health. And that number one mistake is complicating everything, because I think that a lot of people think that it requires more than it actually does to be a healthy person. What do I mean by this? I think that people have so many beliefs around how much it's going to take for them to be healthy that they waste a lot of energy on that instead of just actually taking the small actions that are required every single day that actually make you a healthier person. For example, I'm going to give you just a couple things that are really simple and easy and free that are going to allow you to become so much healthier, and it really doesn't require a lot of time. Number one is prioritizing your protein first. It's a very simple thing. Regardless of what you are doing in your lifestyle, if you simply start becoming aware of your protein intake, making sure that you are consuming more protein, or even when you're eating your meals, eat your protein before you eat your other foods, that simple habit can make a huge difference in your overall, not only your physique, but also your health, your overall health. So just little things like that. Like, you're really not changing a lot. It's not, you're already eating, right? You're already buying food, you're buying groceries, you're doing these things. Just shifting a couple little things really makes such a big difference. Okay? Another one is movement. A lot of people think, oh, well, I have to go to the gym. I got to grind it out like 5 days a week in order to have, a nice physique or to be healthy. That's not the case. You can be extremely healthy with just doing something that you love that is the form of movement. For example, dancing, or let's say that you like to go on walks with your dog, or maybe you have a sport that you enjoy. It could be, for men, it could be fighting. I mean, it could be football, it could be soccer, anything that really gets you moving. For women, this could look like yoga, Pilates. I mean, anything that really is moving your body. These are ways that you become healthier. And it doesn't require that you do anything extravagant. Of course, I know that a lot of these things require memberships, but you could even play with your kids at the park, right? Movement, getting the sunlight, those little things that people overlook sometimes because they don't think that it makes a difference. But when you compound these positive, healthy habits over time, it really does make a big difference. And so that's the biggest thing that I've noticed in my own experience of really working with people, but also seeing in my own life what's really made the biggest difference. And it is the micro habits. It's the small lifestyle changes that we do every single day that allow us to actually feel the difference over time. So yeah, that is why with the Vibe protocol that we've created, this is available on, the link is in my bio. For those of you who are on Instagram, I have the link in my bio, and also on TikTok. So the reason why I've linked this there is because when people have something that is so simple to follow, it's something that's easier for them to put into their routine, right? Because maybe you are someone who's had a hard time losing the last 50 pounds, or maybe you're feeling low energy, or you're struggling with, I don't even know. I mean, it could be a whole host of different health issues, symptoms. Maybe your skin has acne, or maybe you have, what's another one? Another common one that I hear a lot. Of course, low energy is a big one, right? I wake up in the morning, I don't feel motivated, I don't feel like I have energy. And There literally are so many simple micro habits that take not very much time that we can shift in our lifestyle that actually are going to make you feel better, right? For example, let's say that you're somebody who drinks a lot of juices, or maybe you drink a lot of soda. You could simply shift that for something healthier, right? Let's say that you start drinking something that doesn't have any calories, maybe you even shift to, okay, I'm going to stop drinking soda and I'm going to start drinking water. Very simple change is going to make a huge difference in how you feel. It's going to make a huge difference in your energy, right? Let's say that maybe you're somebody who isn't walking a lot. You're not moving a lot, right? So you're more sedentary. Maybe your job requires that you sit a lot during the day. This is also going to impact your health, and it's going to make you feel more tired. It's going to have a lot of negative side effects that you don't realize until you start moving, until you start getting in more steps every single day. So those are little things. Once again, you get up, and maybe when you're taking a phone call or you're doing something, you walk around, you get more steps. These are just little things that don't require any, let's say, extra time out of your day. Just add them in while you're doing something else, so that there's no excuse for, oh, well, I don't have the time to do this. Put it in where, let's say, if you have to take a Zoom meeting or you have to take a call, go on a walk while you're doing these things, or find time during your day when you can fit this in, even if you do have a busy schedule, right? So we just make small tweaks and small changes so that we can start actually seeing results, because it does make a big difference. Okay, we have a couple questions coming in over here. Just give me a second. Okay, some people asking me about my skincare. I mean, I don't really do anything excessive for my skin, to be honest with you guys. Like I said, I live a very pretty healthy lifestyle. I shouldn't say very, very healthy lifestyle. I mean, I'm not like super duper strict with everything that I do, but I'm very attentive to my movement. I'm very attentive to making sure that I'm staying hydrated. I'm very good at taking my supplements. For my skincare, I keep it very simple. You know, I stick to very simple products. I don't add any crazy serums or anything like that. I'm moisturizer and wash my face once a day. So nothing crazy. I really do think that health starts on the inside. So if you want to look healthier on the outside, you want your skin to glow, you want your hair to grow, your nails, all of these things start on the inside. And protein, guys, protein is important, because if you want to have nice hair, nice skin, nice nails, your body's going to need amino acids. It needs collagen. It needs these things to actually repair so that you can, have more glowing skin, so that your hair can grow faster. So if you are someone who's just working only on the exterior and you're just using all fancy products and you're not seeing the results that you're looking for, then it's definitely a sign that you need to focus internally so that you can see the difference. Yes. A couple more questions about the skin. Just answered those. Starting today, I will expel the toxins from my body. Yes. And it starts with simple things. I know that a lot of people want to make you think that you have to do so many extravagant things. And that's why I wanted to talk about simplicity today, because I see this online all the time, right? Oh, you need this next fad diet, or, oh, you need to do carnivore, or you need to do keto, or you need to do excessive amounts of supplementation. You need to be taking all of these pills and drinking all these things. This is the only way for you to be healthy. But that's not necessarily the case. And if you don't focus first on the foundational things for your health, when you add in other stuff, it's actually not even going to be as effective. So if you want to get the most out of your health, out of the money that you're putting into your body, into your nutrition and all these things, you need to make sure that the foundation of your lifestyle is good, because then everything else that you do will become more effective. And here's the main things that I'm talking about when it comes to foundational healthy lifestyle. Number one is movement, right? Are you moving every single day? This doesn't have to be, like I said, this doesn't have to be you go to the gym, but you have to move. You have to walk. You have to get up and let your body move, because circulation and all of these things are crucial, and the body is designed to move. You can dance, you can walk your dog, you can play with your kids, you can go to the gym. Of course, that's great for you too. Pilates, yoga, anything that's going to allow your body to get moving, you are going to see a huge difference. This should be a part of every single person's lifestyle. Movement, daily movement. Okay. Number 2 is our nutrition. We should make sure that the most of our food that we're eating is coming from whole foods, and specifically protein. Doesn't mean you have to be eating perfect all the time, but put an effort into making sure that your body's getting the adequate amount of protein, because this is the thing that I see the most with people, is that they don't get enough protein. Their body literally cannot repair itself because they're not eating enough protein to repair. And another thing that happens is when you don't eat enough protein, your body's going to lose muscle mass. Muscle is your longevity organ. People need to start seeing their muscle as an organ, not just as something aesthetic. I'm not just flexing a bicep or, oh, I look cool because I have abs. Your muscles are a longevity organ. They help you process glucose. They help you keep down your blood sugar. They will literally help you prevent disease. So we need protein so we can hold on to our muscle. Protein is good for a host of things, but that is the baseline. Making sure that we're getting adequate protein. What is adequate protein? The recommended dose that I always share with everyone is 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight. Why do I say ideal body weight? Because I hear online all the time, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. What if someone is overweight and they weigh 300 pounds or 350 pounds? They do not need 350 grams of protein every day. No, you don't need that much protein. What if you're underweight? What if you're a lady and you're 100 pounds, but you want to be 120, 130? You need to be eating your ideal body weight. Meaning, where is your healthy weight? Eat that in protein, in grams of protein per day. I'll use myself an example. My ideal body weight is anywhere between 130 and 140, 140 pounds. So I am going to aim for probably 135 grams of protein every single day. Ideally, I want to split this up throughout the day. This is going to allow my body to be able to process the protein properly, absorb it better, and you're just going to have a better experience with your digestive system and all these things if you split it up that way. Okay? So those are the first few. And then, of course, on top of that, I would add in hydration. Another thing that people miss, because it's crazy for me to see, especially when I go out and I travel and I go to these different places, that people don't even drink water. This is crazy to me. People drink soda, they drink juice, they drink other things, but they don't drink water. And another thing that people leave out is electrolytes. This is especially important, guys. If you are someone who's dealing with headaches or you're feeling low energy and you're having brain fog, but you don't drink electrolytes, did you know that simple hack can make your headaches go away, give you more energy, and bring back your focus and cognition? Because when your body is sweating, which it does, even if you don't exercise, your body is sweating. You sweat at night, you sweat during the day. You are releasing not only toxins, but you're sweating out minerals and electrolytes, sodium, potassium, magnesium, all these minerals you're sweating out. But what are you going to do if you're not replacing them? Your body becomes deficient. Now you have nutritional deficiency. So this is another one that is really important that people miss, and that is drinking water, yes, but with electrolytes. For example, I have this bottle of water here. This water has been purified and stripped of all minerals. Yes, it's clean water, it's safe to drink, but if I only drink water, I'm not going to hydrate because it doesn't have any of the minerals or the electrolytes that my body needs replaced every single day. That is why we need to give our body electrolytes so that we can actually hydrate at the cellular level. Your body needs good salt, right? And let's say, for example, you don't Maybe you don't have access for whatever reason. You don't have access to high quality electrolytes. You can get salt and put a little bit of salt in your water, and that will literally make the biggest difference. Hugest, I don't think that's a word. Huge difference. That will make the biggest difference in how you feel and how hydrated you are. I want you guys to try this out. And this has been a part of my morning routine now for a long time, but I want you guys to try this. If you haven't already, or you don't have a morning routine for hydrating, you need to try this. When you first wake up in the morning, you're going to take about 16 ounces of water, preferably warm water if you can, because warm water absorbs better. It's better for digestion first thing in the morning. You can put a little bit of lemon and a little bit of salt. Sometimes I like to add ginger, good for digestion. And you're going to drink this. I want you guys to do that for a week and then stop after a week and see how you feel. Notice the difference. Most people don't notice a huge difference adding it in, unless you're someone, of course, that deals with headaches and different things like that. You might notice a big difference. But I promise you, when you take it away, you are going to feel a huge difference. You're going to be like, wow, my lips are more dry. My skin is more dry. I feel more dehydrated. I feel heavier. My body literally feels heavier because I'm not hydrated. These things people overlook because they're easy, right? It's not super expensive and it's not fancy. And so we overlook it. But the foundational things need to be in place. Like I said, don't be adding all of these other expensive therapies and all these fancy things and doing these fad diets and all this crazy stuff, expecting yourself to feel better when you don't even have the foundational things done, right? So we have movement. We have the nutrition, making sure we're getting our protein. And of course, on top of that, we have hydration. And I think, is that all I've talked about so far? And then also sleep. Another big one, right? Making sure that we sleep. Getting good amount of sleep. What does that mean? It can vary from person to person, but most people, 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. Quality sleep. Your body detoxes while you sleep. Your body recovers while you sleep. All of the things that your body needs rest from the stresses of the day, from the toxins of the day, even your memories and things like that are being processed while you sleep. We need sleep to do that. So that's another thing that goes overlooked. So all of these things need to be in place. Why? Because what are we building? We're building foundation. Now that we're solid, now you can try adding in other things if you need to, right? If you're still having symptoms or if you're still having other issues with your body, now you can try experimenting with something. But don't do it before you haven't established that foundation, because it's not going to be as effective and you're really going to have a hard time maintaining because you don't have that set, right? So it doesn't have to be that hard. It doesn't have to be that complicated, but just assessing how your lifestyle is right now and becoming aware of, okay, maybe I should add this, maybe you should take this out, but that will make a huge difference, guys. And I know that these things aren't talked about enough because it's not as fancy. It's not a shiny object. And so a lot of the time people don't listen because, oh, drink water. Okay, well, I didn't notice a huge difference not doing it. But especially if you add all 4 of these things, guys, it makes the biggest difference. Not only is your body naturally going to start, one, getting rid of a lot of symptoms, right? Because you're bringing back those healthy foundational things, but you're also going to feel your energy improve. You're going to see a lot of these problems that you're feeling and seeing disappear because you're bringing back your health. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and look for some more questions, guys. Let's see here on YouTube. I'm going to drink water and exercise. No one can stop me. Yeah, exactly. No one's going to stop me.
No one can stop me.
I'm all the way up. Okay. Yes, communication is important in broadcasting. Yep. Look. Let's see. I need to order some protein right now. So obviously I'm talking about protein intake. It doesn't have to be protein powders and all those things. Ideally, you get your protein powder or you get your protein source from Whole Foods. That is going to be the best thing. I'm talking about high quality meats, right? Beef, chicken. I'm not the biggest fan of pork, but if you can find very clean pork, then you can eat that too. But I try to steer clear of that because it's not the cleanest meat. But yeah, chicken, eggs, beef, bison, even a lot of different wild venison, things like that. They tend to be cleaner because they're not pumped as much full of hormones and things like that. But yeah, just getting in a lot of healthy meat will definitely be good for you because it's so bioavailable. And let's talk really quickly about bioavailability when it comes to protein, because a lot of people want to talk about vegan, vegetarian, and to each their own, right? But what I'm going to say is just a fact. And the fact is that animal proteins are more bioavailable and easier to break down in the body than plant proteins. That is why people who eat plant protein, you're going to have to eat a lot more of it. And you're more likely to run into nutritional deficiencies because it's harder for the body to break them down and absorb them. Does this mean plants are bad? No. It means that you need both. You need to have a healthy amount of your animal protein and then, of course, your fibers and your different things that come from the fruits and vegetables. So just being smart in the combination of those things. And protein powder isn't bad, but like I said, it's a supplement. So all of your protein should not be coming from protein powders. It needs to primarily be from Whole Foods. And then, yeah, okay, let's say I've hit 100 grams of protein today, maybe 110, and I need 120, 130 grams. I'm probably going to drink a protein shake at night because I've already had my meals. I'm not really looking to eat another meal. That's when protein is a good supplement, or even, post-workout or stuff like that. It's important to have a regular routine. It's 4 a.m. in Korea. I ruined my day again. Yes, it sounds like you need to go to sleep and get some. That's the thing you need to work on right now is your sleep. What do you think about staying up all night to start fresh tomorrow? I definitely don't agree with that because you need sleep, right? Some people say that eating too much protein is bad for the liver, so that would be overdosing, right? There's a lot of misinformation out there about protein and how it's bad for the liver. This is so rare for this to be an issue because, yes, there are cases where if someone has a really bad condition with their liver, like if they have a disease of the liver or something like that, there's a chance that that person needs to eat less protein because their body can't process it. But that's with everything. That means they probably can't have alcohol. They probably have to be very careful with everything they're eating because their body is more sensitive, right? The average person is going to be completely fine eating higher amounts of protein. I'm not talking about, that's why I said 300 grams of protein is excessive. Eating 1 gram per pound of ideal body weight, which for most people, I'm just putting a ballpark out there, guys. Let's say if the average female weighs 130 pounds, the average woman is going to eat 130 grams of protein per day. The average male, let's say he weighs 200 pounds. He's going to eat 200 grams of protein per day. That is not too much protein, and that most definitely is not going to cause any liver problems or health issues in most people, in the average person, right? Like I said, if you feel that you have an issue digesting protein, it could be an issue with your stomach acid, but not a liver problem. Unless you have a predisposition or your doctors told you you have a liver issue, then you don't have to worry about this. Okay? And I've heard that while protein powder is important, chewable protein supplements like chicken breast are also important. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, like I said. So focusing on whole foods first, always, is going to be better. More bioavailable, better for digestion, all of the things. And that way you can make sure that you're still getting your micronutrients and your macronutrients because both are important. Hello, everyone. Awesome. Okay. Looks like we've answered the questions over here on YouTube. Let me go ahead and check Instagram really quick because I want to make sure that I'm not ignoring my Instagram friends. I don't see any questions yet. Okay. Perfect. I know that we have a ton over here on TikTok as well. I apologize because sometimes on TikTok they come in so quickly it's hard for me to answer. So I will get to TikTok here in a moment. But yes, so the gist of today, the whole reason why I wanted to jump on here today was to share that health for 90% of people, maybe even more, people would feel so much better if they would just get back to the basics and build the strong foundation for their health. And then after they've already established that, then they can look into other therapies if they're still having issues. Because at least we know that if we already have established a healthy lifestyle, then we know, okay, I've done all these other things. It looks like I might still need some, maybe some extra work on repairing your gut or something like that, right? Let's say you're already doing all these other things and maybe you're still feeling a little tired or whatever that is. Then you can assess it from there. But don't do the other things first. Don't go to the crazy stuff first. Establish movement, hydration, sleep, protein, and nutrition first. Because when people are out here, here's another thing that I want to bring to your attention, right? I'm sure many of you guys have heard about Ozempic. You've heard about all these shots that people are taking and peptides and stuff like that, right? There's nothing wrong per se with peptides. There's amazing benefits to peptides. They're changing the game for the medical industry, healing people, helping people in so many ways. But the problem is when people go to an injection to solve everything. You cannot just inject yourself and not exercise, eat good, and sleep. And that's the problem that we're seeing. People want to continue eating the way they're eating, fast food, crap food, no protein, not exercising, not sleeping good. And then they're just like, oh, give me a shot and it's going to make me lose weight. Yes. But do you know what the damage is going to do down the line? Do you know what this is going to do to your body when you are skinny and you're skinny fat and you have no muscle? And now your body's taking from your bones and it's taking from your organs because it doesn't have the nutrition that it needs because you're not giving yourself protein. So guess where it's getting protein from? Your muscle. Your body will break down muscle in order to get the amino acids it needs. It can't get that from fat. It cannot get amino acids from fat. So it will break down your muscle tissue and literally your body will eat you. So if you don't properly give yourself what you need, which is your protein, the good, the healthy nutrition that your body needs to just survive, and you're sleeping good, making sure your stress is low and all these other things, those therapies that could be very positive for many people become negative because people don't focus on lifestyle too. That is the problem with today's world because we want things to come so easy and fast that we forget sometimes about the importance of keeping the lifestyle things that a lot of people don't want to do because they think it's too much work, it's too hard, because a lot of the way that society is set up is to create lazy people. Let's just be honest for a moment. Everything comes easily nowadays. It comes so fast, comes so easy that it's training us away from our discipline. It's training us away from our patience, our understanding that things also that we work for become even more valuable in many ways, right? Is if everything was so easy, we lose the sense of, what's the word? Accomplishment and joy of getting the thing, the process of getting to the thing, right? Because we become so accustomed to, I want it now and here it is, that we lose the joy of the journey to getting to the thing that we wanted. Alrighty, looks like we have a couple more questions that just came in here. Give me a second. This person says, yes, but people like to be lazy. Yes, they do. And it's understandable, right? Because we're human beings that are designed for survival. And survival oftentimes is going to conserve energy. It's very normal for people to conserve energy. What does that mean? It's normal for people to be lazy if they don't need to. If they don't need to do something, they're not going to. So, like I said, there's a lot of things that we have to understand if we really want to be healthy. Understand that there are so many things in this modern world that are here to help us. I mean, we have social media now, we have AI, we have all these amazing tools to help us not only get healthier, but help us in other areas, right? Financially. And so many things that we can either use as a tool to benefit us because they're amazing, right? Peptides and all these things can be absolutely incredible, but don't do them without the other stuff, the other important foundational keys, because without those things, then you're going to run into issues and problems. That's basically the gist of what I wanted to share with everyone today. I'm going to talk a little bit about Vibe for those who don't know about this. So this is Vibe. This is a drink. I'm one of the co-founders of Vibe, and what I just shared with you guys is the protocol that we have that comes with this product, right? That doesn't just come with the product. It's something that we believe in. It is the movement behind why we created this. And that is foundational health, which I've already discussed with you guys today. And to me, one of the most important things is that people build that lifestyle and stop having the perspective of just dieting or a quick fix, because you're not going to ever, let's say, be done with preventing even disease, for example, because prevention is the key. It's not wait till I'm sick and then, oh crap, now I need to do something. Oh crap, I have a diagnosis. Now I need to fix this. The best medicine is prevention. And we do that by consistently showing up with our healthy habits and lifestyle every single day. And that is one of the reasons why we created this, and why all of the ingredients and everything inside of this product are so incredible for helping aid in that. And I didn't want to talk about this first because I really wanted people to understand that, yes, you can add in things to your lifestyle. You can do things that are absolutely amazing, but don't be expecting a drink or one specific pill or whatever, or a shot or an injection to be the answer to you being healthy. Can that help you? Yes, but it's a supplement to your existing healthy lifestyle. When you add Vibe into your lifestyle, when you're already moving and you're sleeping good and you're at least, trying to get your rest, and you're doing, you're eating your protein and you're attempting to do the best that you can with your nutrition. When you add in supplements, you are going to notice huge differences, right? This is going to help repair your gut. This is going to give you back your natural energy. This is going to help you lose the last few inches off of your waist, right? But all of these things in combination, that is the goal. The goal is to keep these things as a part of our lifestyle so that we can feel better over time, right? And for those of you who want to try this out, oh my gosh, guys, the flavors on another level. Even, if this was not as healthy, I think I would still drink it because it's that good. It's refreshing. It's delicious. White peach flavor. For those who want to try this out, the link is in my bio on my Instagram page. Okay. For those who are on YouTube watching right now, the website is feelthevibe.fit, and that is where you can find this product. So, like I said, all of this stuff boils down to, don't let people complicate things so much for you that you then avoid it, because now you're so overwhelmed with what you think is required for you to live a healthy lifestyle, to feel your best, to have good energy. Start with simple things. Even if you just take one of the things that I just shared with you guys. Doesn't have to be all four. Maybe simply you start with, I'm going to focus on better sleep. I'm going to start going to bed earlier, right? I'm going to start going to bed at 12 instead of 2 a.m. That's an improvement, right? And then once you get into the routine of that and you start having that momentum, then you can start adding in something else. Okay, now I'm going to start adding in more movement. Now I'm going to start taking that dance class that I always wanted to take. Now I'm going to start taking my dog on a walk a few days a week. Simple micro habits over time. Imagine if you were to add one healthy micro habit every month. You are going to have 12 new healthy habits by the end of the year. That is a huge difference. And guys, the compounding effect and the momentum that builds is absolutely amazing, because you're going to feel and be a whole different person in 12 months. And this is where people are going to start to see the difference. But we have to understand that complicating things makes people not take action. The more complicated that it seems, the more likely people are to avoid doing anything. So focus on simple things. One simple thing at a time is going to make a big difference. Okay? So if you guys are watching here, I want you guys to put in the chat for me. Just put in the chat. What is one thing that you can change for the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks that you can implement that is going to make a big difference in your health out of the things that I shared? Movement, sleep, nutrition, and hydration. Out of those 4 things, what can you commit to for the next few weeks? Which one of those things is going to make the biggest impact in your health in the next few weeks? And something that you can actually keep in your routine, right? Because the goal isn't just to do this, woohoo, I did it for 3 weeks. No. Yes, you do it and then you keep doing it. It becomes a part of your lifestyle. Okay, we have someone over here on YouTube says no sugar. I like it. I like it. And here's another thing too. I love doing no sugar cleanses and stuff like that, but also to make it maybe a little bit more realistic, because to be honest with you, I think it's going to be very hard to say no to sugar forever, right? That's going to be like, oh, wow. Your body's going to be like, yeah, I don't know about that, right? But maybe no sugar for 30 days to give yourself a cleanse, or maybe no sugar Monday through Friday. And then I allow myself to have a little bit on the weekends. Just something that allows you to be have more grace with yourself. Because if you commit to something that's too crazy, once again, if it's too much, your body's going to reject it because it's going to seem too scary, right? So small habits. I want you guys to think micro habits. I had someone, let's see. Someone says, taking a walk in the mornings. See, that's perfect. Something simple. It's not going to require even a ton of time. Going to swim. Sleep. Yeah. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Health is a habit, not an event. Yes, exactly. From my baby. Nice. Okay. Sugar is important for our brain. I don't know what you mean by that. Sugar is important for the brain. I mean, glucose, when it is broken down from the right foods, yes, but sugar, refined sugar, that's not good for the brain. Completely eliminate flour. That's a good one. I know a lot of people that do that, like eliminating grains, for example. That can be very anti-inflammatory and amazing for the body. Make more money. Maybe can we make that more specific? Because that's broad. Make more money. Okay. Well, what is the micro habit that you can actually implement? Are you going to reach out to more people? Are you going to apply for a different job? What is the exact habit that you're going to do that's going to make a difference? Drink more water. Love it. Yeah, so those simple things. And for those who missed what I said earlier about water and hydration, make sure that you are drinking water. And you can drink water throughout the day, but make sure you're getting your electrolytes in during the day. once, if not twice a day. This could be in the form of a high quality electrolyte supplement or high quality salt, because that is what's going to hydrate you at a cellular level, not just drinking water and you're never actually replacing your minerals. Because like I said, if you guys are out there right now and you're drinking bottled water or even tap water or anything like that, it's stripped of minerals. It is clean, yes, but it doesn't have minerals. So you have to make sure that you're adding those back into your body. Thank you for the compliment. They're saying you have beautiful skin. It's probably, vibe, guys. Focusing on my gut health, collagen, eating my protein, those things, they really do make a big difference. Someone else says do exercise. Exactly. And like I said, guys, it doesn't have to be, oh my gosh, I'm not exercising and now I'm going to commit to 5 days a week of going to the gym. It doesn't have to be excessive. It could be simply, I'm going to go take a dance class once a week. I'm going to walk my dog 3 days a week. Add it in slowly. Why am I stressing this so much? Because what I've seen is anytime someone adds something super drastic into their life, they're more likely to drop that habit. Small changes, it allows not only your body, but your nervous system and your identity to adapt better to the small change so that it becomes a part of you. When it's too crazy, it's going to be harder for you to stick to it. I promise this is going to make a big difference. Hello, Natalie. She says first time here. Love it. Okay. All right, guys. So that's pretty much the gist of today's live. Add in simple habits, micro habits that are actually going to move the needle for you. And I hope what I shared today is helpful and something that you can actually use and apply into your life that's going to, of course, it is going to make a big difference, but you have to do it, right? You can't just listen and be like, wow, this is so awesome. You have to take action on it and actually start changing it so that you can see the difference and feel the difference. Okay, last couple comments here. Making it a lifestyle, yes. And gambling. Ooh, another one. That's a big one, right? So here's another one. Let's say that you have unhealthy habits. Maybe you're trying to remove something. Maybe you're not adding it in, but you're removing something, right? It's maybe starting slow. If you're doing it 7 days a week, go down to 3 days a week and then cut it down to 1 day a week so that you are letting yourself get used to the change in lifestyle. Some people can do cold turkey change, but most people need the gradual change because it then creates, once again, that understanding that I'm creating a different me. I'm creating a different identity. I'm creating a different lifestyle so that it's something that can actually stick. Okay, fruits could be the issue. I don't know what they mean by that. I quit. Fruits, maybe talking about sugar. That's probably another topic for another day, but what I'll say on that is fruits are, of course, they're carbohydrates and yes, they're sugar, but when consumed in moderation, they're completely fine and healthy. I quit sugar and I'm happier and slimmer. Exactly. See, that's a great one. I think that there's enough evidence now and science showing that sugar is definitely not healthy for you. So if you are someone that has the discipline to completely cut that out, that is absolutely amazing. But at least do your best to eliminate those things most of the time, right? Sugar is something that definitely you should not be having every single day, right? Sugar causes inflammation. Exactly. And inflammation causes all sorts of other health problems. So, of course, it's helpful to have spaces like this where we can have open conversations and we can share these things because the people that you surround yourself with does have a huge impact, right? On who you become, on the health, on the habits that you keep, on the healthy habits or the unhealthy habits that you have is very influenced by your circle, right? And not just your friends in real life, but what are you consuming on social media? What are you consuming? Who are you following? Who are you subscribing to? These things matter because that is going to influence your behavior. It's going to influence your thoughts, right? I should have started with thoughts. It influences your thoughts, and then it's going to eventually influence your behavior. So there's another food for thought for today. Be aware of who you're listening to. What are you consuming? Not just food-wise, not just with drinks, but information, content, everything, because it makes a difference in your energy and your thoughts. So if you guys love content like this, I will be sharing a lot more, obviously here on my lives. I share a lot about health, finances, business, mindset, belief systems, relationships, all the good stuff. Anything that has to do with becoming a healthier version of yourself. And all these things are interconnected. I don't think one goes without the other. I think to be a happy, healthy human, we need balance, and not like everything has to be perfect, but we need to have some harmony in the different areas of life so that we have the foundation, right? Think about the table. That's what my visualization always goes back to. We have a table, right? And in order for the table to work properly, we need 4 legs to have that balance. If you don't have some stability in different areas of your life, your table is going to be wobbly, and you're going to have a life that is metaphorically wobbly. So creating that stability within yourself starts with having some harmony in different areas of life, right? Financially, in our health, in our mental health and spirituality, and then of course our relationships and community. So hope you guys got something great from this today. I will be back again soon. I will say tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday, correct? Yes, my goal is to go live during the week. I don't have specific times yet because my schedule's crazy. So I will see you guys again tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Monday. Let me go ahead and check last second really quick here, because sometimes I miss my Instagram people, but it looks like we're good to go. Have a great rest of your Monday, guys. I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.